swimsuit, just minding my own business.
Would you tell the court what happened at 10:30 on the morning of the 14th of September?
I heard somebody crashing about inside the house. I thought at first it must be Caroline or Tim, though Tim never gets up.
The case which you are about to see is fictitious, but the procedure is authentic. The characters are played by actors, but the jury is selected from members of the public.
Here comes trouble.
You say the accused was swearing, Mrs. Pringle. What sort of thing was she saying?
Can I say?
Yes.
Calling me a slut and a dirty bitch and an effing blank. She can be very crude.
Yes. Please go on.
Then she took me by the hair.
With which hand, do you remember?
Her left.
Yes.
And then she spat in my face.
Saliva?
Oh, no, not Veronica. The real thing, like a Parisian taxi driver.
I see.
And then she punched me in the mouth and broke my tooth. It's that one there. That's new. It cost me £50.
Mrs. Pringle, you are talking about the lady sitting in the dock there?
Yes.
Well, appearances can be so misleading, of course. Yes, Mr. Bradford.
With what did the accused knock out your tooth?
Her knuckle duster.
Oh, what, madam?
She means this.
Do sit down, Mrs. Ives, please.
Yes, your counsel is absolutely right, madam. That is not a knuckle duster.
Well, that's what she called it. Shall I wear my knuckle duster to the opera tonight, darling, or shall it be Pedro the Cruel's ruby?
Let's get this quite clear. The accused called her solitaire ring her knuckle duster as a joke.
Yes.
And it was the diamond on her fist that knocked out your front tooth.
And cut my lip and gum.
Yes. Then what?
Then I sort of fell against the balustrade.
This was all on the terrace of your house?
The patio.
Ah.
And then?
Well, before I could recover, Veronica got her hands on my throat and sort of pushed me backwards over the balustrade, and I went right over.
And fell? How far?
20 feet. Into brambles and nettles. It was very nasty, I can tell you.
Yes. Go on.
Well, my first reaction was to get up and hit her. I was brought up with brothers, and we were quite used to socking one another when we were kids.
And did you get up?
No, it was agonizing to move.
In fact, you had broken your leg.
Yes, but that wasn't all. It was the brambles and the nettles. You see, Veronica had torn my swimsuit, and I was, well, really sort of, naked. And every time I moved, the nettles or the brambles scratched me somewhere else.
In fact, did a neighbour have to make a path through the nettles and brambles with a ladder and carry you out, Mr. Cattermole?
Caroline put cold cream all over me. It didn't help much.
Caroline, that's Miss Paradise who shares the house with you?
Yes.
Will she be called?
Yes, Your Honour, you have her deposition.
She must be a most material witness, must she not?
Indeed, Your Honour, that is why she is being called.
I should hope so. Well, do get on, Mr. Bradford. Time is money, you know.
Indeed, Your Honour.
I find all this very unusual, Mrs. Pringle. How did you and this lady come to be living together?
Well, as I explained before, Your Honour, Caroline and I needed somewhere to live, so we bought this house.
Caroline? I thought you said her name was Veronica.
Her name is.
Well, why do you call her Caroline?
I didn't.
Madam, you just said you did. Now, don't try to be clever with me. There's no privilege of being a lady in these courts, you know.
Your Honour, if I may assist...
She is quite capable of looking after herself, as far as I can see, Mr. Bradford.
The question was, Mrs. Pringle, how you came to be living with the accused...
Mr. Bradford, it is customary for counsel to remain quiet while the presiding judge is questioning a witness.
Of course, Your Honour, I do apologise. I was carried away by my desire to be of assistance.
To her, yes. So far, you have been of no assistance to me. Well, madam?
I thought I'd explained all this before.
Well, if you did, I didn't hear you, and I'm quite sure the jury didn't.
Well, my husband was killed in a road accident, and Veronica...
The accused, Mrs. Ives?
Yes. Well, before her husband was killed, we knew each other very well. We used to live next door to each other.
Well, you and the accused?
And our husbands.
I suppose you socialised, held cocktail parties, that sort of thing?
It's drinks parties, yes.
Yeah. You see, Mr. Bradford, we're getting to the picture now.
Quite, Your Honour.
Yes, madam.
Well, Veronica's husband died, committed suicide, actually, and she sold up and moved away, and then my husband was killed in this road accident, and Veronica came to the funeral, And we had a long talk, and she told me how dull her husband had been, always working. He was very successful. And she said 2 girls like us could have a very good time together.
By girls, she referred to yourself and to herself.
Shouldn't I say that?
Just tell us what happened.
Yes, well, I was a bit down at the time. I mean, when you've lived with the same person for 23 years, and they're suddenly not there, it is a bit of a shock. And then I didn't know what Veronica was going to be like to live with. And anyway, I didn't have much alternative.
Did you go and live with her?
Well, yes.
But did you, madam? That's all I want to know. If so, when? 2 questions.
Yes, 5 years ago. Is that all right?
Yes. Well, Mr. Bradford, perhaps you'd like to follow this through.
Very well, Your Honour. Mrs. Pringle, at that time the accused was living in Hardwinter House, where she lives now.
Yes, an aunt had died and had left it to her after her husband's suicide.
And she'd set up as an antique dealer.
Of sorts.
What do you mean?
Well, it was really only a hobby. She didn't have to work.
I see, but she did invite you to assist her in that business and go and live in Hardwinter House, and you went.
Yes, I didn't have much choice.
What do you mean?
Well, I was pretty well broke at the time.
Well, you could have got a job in a shop or something and applied for a council flat.
Well, I never had actually worked. And when Veronica came up with this offer, it never occurred to me to go to the council.
Yes. Well, you see, Mr. Bradford, we're really getting the picture now. This is all new detail.
Quite, Your Honour. In due course, Miss Paradise joined the 2 of you at Hardwinter House.
Yes.
She began working with you part-time and eventually full-time and moved into the house.
Oh, do we have to say everything twice?
If necessary, yes, Mrs. Pringle.
Yes, then.
When was that?
When we came back from our holiday in the Seychelles.
And that was about 3 years ago.
Yes.
Who do you mean by we?
Veronica, Caroline and myself.
I see, yes.
And I think over the years, did you develop a special interest in glass and especially bottles?
I see. That's why we've got all these bottles in court, is it?
Indeed, Your Honour.
I can understand people wanting that dog, for example. That's really rather nice. But do people collect bottles too, do they?
Nowadays, yes, Your Honour.
All right, well, let's get on, Mr. Bradford.
Yes. Mrs. Pringle, did Miss Paradise have any special interests?
Yes, Kitch.
What is kitsch?
That dog, actually.
Kitsch means in German trash, Your Honour, something shoddy.
That dog?
So the witness says, Your Honour.
Pass it over here, will you? Now, don't drop it, Mr. Blattier. Yes. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Bradford.
Yes, you told us earlier, Mrs. Pringle, that you and Miss Paradise started dealing on a large scale in glass bottles and kitsch some 2 years ago.
Yes.
So successfully that in that space of time you made enough money to buy your own house.
Distant Hills, yes.
Now, were you and Miss Paradise altogether happy living and working with the accused?
No,
Not at any time?
not really.
No? Why not?
Well, you see, Veronica was really rather a bossy sort of person, and she was always making scathing remarks about anything one tried to do.
But she acted generously enough towards you, did she not?
No. I thought at first that she did what she did out of generosity, giving us cars and clothes and holidays and things, and then I got to wondering why she wouldn't give us proper salaries. I mean, every time we needed money, we had to ask for it. She was a bit mean, really. She used to say she hadn't got any money if we wanted something that she didn't.
Why didn't she give you proper salaries?
Well, by giving us dribs and drabs, she kept us at her beck and call. If she was annoyed with us, she wouldn't give us any money.
So?
Well, if we wanted money, we had to make sure that Veronica got what she wanted.
Which was?
To go with her wherever she wanted to go. I mean, she never asked us what play we wanted to see. Caroline and I liked Shakespeare. But we didn't get a look in. It was always Alan Ayckbourn or Simon Gray. And then she would buy us clothes, and she would be upset if we didn't wear them, and the whole thing got so suffocating that Caroline and I wanted out.
And eventually you did.
I can understand you're not having a proper salary, as you call it, Mrs. Pringle, because you moved in with Mrs. Ives as a sort of companion or poor relation, and then you began to assist Mrs. Ives in her business. Not as an employee, but simply because you were there. But this other person, Miss...
Paradise, Your Honour.
What? Oh, please don't interrupt me, Mr. Bradford. What was I saying? Ah, yes. This Miss Paradise was taken on as an employee, so a wage must have been agreed, must it not?
Yes. £10 a week at first. It was only part-time. But Veronica usually gave her more, depending on how much she needed.
How much you needed?
Caroline.
You mean her wages varied from week to week according to how much money she spent the week before?
Yes, sort of. Well, I mean, she knew what Caroline wanted, like a record or a dress or something, and she'd just take a wad of notes out of the till, and sometimes she didn't even bother to count them.
Extraordinary. Yes, Mr. Bradford?
You were saying, I think, Mrs. Pringle, that you and Miss Paradise decided to leave, and I think, did you then get together some money and purchase Distant Hills in July of last year, and did you then move in?
Oh, not straight away, no. Veronica had arranged a holiday in Bali, and we didn't want to miss it. We moved in September the 12th.
And it was on the following Sunday, the 14th, that the accused arrived on your doorstep?
In patio, actually. I'd made the breakfast, and Caroline and Tim were still in bed.
Tim?
Timothy Preston Berry, Caroline's boyfriend. He's a very talented artist. Yes, well, Veronica came barging in without knocking or ringing, had a good snoop, and then turned up on our patio.
And what did you say she wanted?
She wanted my steam iron back.
She wanted to take back a gift?
Yes.
And had you got the iron?
No, I'd left it behind. I mean, it wasn't new when she gave it to me. And anyway, Caroline already had one.
So you told her you'd left it at Hardwinter House?
Yes. And she called me a liar and said she would search through the house until she found it, and I said she would not, and she said she would, and that's when I made the remarks that I shouldn't have made.
Which was?
I wasn't surprised John, her husband, shot himself. I was only surprised he'd put up with her for so long.
And this is the swimsuit which you were wearing and which, as we can see, was torn when the accused attacked you.
Yes.
This is Exhibit 4, Your Honour.
Yes, let the jury see it, will you?
Thank you, Mrs. Pringle. Will you wait there?
Before you cross-examine Miss Travers, there are one or two questions I would like to ask.
Oh, of course, Your Honour.
You and the accused were both widowed quite young. One has only got to look at you to see that. Why have you not remarried, either of you?
Well, Veronica had a way of putting men off. I mean, if people asked us as a joke if there were any men in our lives, she would say that I was frigid and she was frustrated, which was absolute rubbish as far as I was concerned. But it did succeed in putting men off. And she had a way of belittling them to their faces. Men are obsolete, like the appendix. And then, if we had dinner parties, she managed to give the impression that we were lesbians, stroking my hair and saying how lovely I looked. In private, she was always telling me I looked a mess. Oh, and talking about an antique bed we'd bought, as if we'd bought it to sleep in together.
You're really trying to say that this is the sort of conversation that took place at your dinner parties?
Yes.
Well, didn't you protest, leave the table?
Well, it's a bit difficult without making a scene. Anyway, I feel now that I stand more of a chance of finding the right man. I mean, women of our ages who've had no children and lost their husbands, they are a bit pathetic when they go round in groups.
Yes, well, I think we're getting a better picture now, Miss Travers, don't you?
Oh, certainly a more detailed one, Your Honour.
You see, when I was at the bar, I made a rule of investigating every conceivable aspect of a crime, which is why I had the success I did. Because if you know enough about the participants, the truth will come out. There are only a limited number of patterns of human behavior, you know. Identify the type, and you get the pattern.
Indeed,
which
Your
brings
Honour.
me to my last question, which is, Mrs. Pringle, where did you get the money for you and Miss Paradise to buy your new house?
From Glass and Kitch.
Now, how much did you pay for the house?
£70,000.
What?
Oh, yes, I suppose it sounds a lot of money, but, well, there was double glazing and central heating and a sauna. And we got the carpets. And there's an acre of garden. Well, it is brambles and nettles, really. And then, of course, being on a hill, it was expensive to build.
So where did the money come from?
We made it.
In the space of 2 years? From nothing?
Well, from next to nothing, yes. I had a wonderful piece of luck, you see. Veronica and I went to this house to look at a table. And I saw all these bottles in an outhouse. Well, Veronica wouldn't have known what they were, of course, but I thought they were pretty old. And so a few days later, I contacted the people, and I went back and I bought the lot for a few pounds. And they were mostly 17th and 18th century. I got between 50 and 500 pounds each for them, and there were a couple of hundred.
Bottles like those?
Yes.
Now, let me see, will you? You need a good, safe pair of hands for these.
Now, those are part of the lot that I found. That would fetch more if it had a seal.
I see. Don't drop it.
And then, of course, the business was all in cash, so there was no tax.
I usually see to it, Mrs. Pringle, that sort of information is passed on to the Inland Revenue. And it is my experience that they generally take the view that there is tax.
But that's not fair. Everybody's doing it.
Only a week ago, madam, in this court, I had a case involving a local businessman who was also a counsellor, who had been dealing in cash and making false returns to the Inland Revenue. His attitude was exactly the same as yours. Everyone is doing it. So that everybody would know what I thought of that as an exercise, I gave him 3 years.
Oh.
So perhaps I should say to you at this stage that you have the privilege against self-incrimination. If you are asked any question, either by me or by anybody else, which, if answered, would tend to incriminate you, you have the right not to answer. Do you understand?
Yes.
3 years to a man with no previous criminal record. Have you completed any tax returns during this period, Mrs. Pringle, the period that we're talking about?
Yes. I mean, no. I can't remember.
After this case is over, Mrs. Pringle, go and see a solicitor, will you?
Do you think I need one?
I do. Well, thank you, Mrs. Pringle. Your evidence has been most illuminating. Yes, Mr. Travers.
I'm obliged, Your Honour. Mrs. Pringle, let us be frank about this. The fact is that you and Miss Paradise are capable of any deceit, are you not, that will suit your ends?
I don't know what you mean.
You're a practiced deceiver. You deceive people.
Not intentionally.
Well, let's forget the Inland Revenue for the moment, shall we? What you haven't told the court is this, that you and Miss Paradise had for 2 years been planning to leave the home provided for you by my client. And you planned the whole thing in secret, didn't you? Didn't breathe a word of it.
Oh, we didn't tell any lies.
You told a mass of lies. False stories about where you'd been, when you were, in fact, building up your business or buying and furnishing your new house. You gave my client no notice whatsoever, did you? But you simply left her house, taking your things with you, while she was setting up for an antiques exhibition which you were supposed to be supervising.
We wanted to avoid a scene.
And then you simply failed to turn up to help at the exhibition without a word, leaving my client short-staffed and frantically telephoning various police forces in case some accident had befallen you.
Well, it didn't do Veronica any harm to find out what it was like to man a stall for 12 hours at an exhibition. Caroline and I were always getting lumbered with it while she swanned off chatting. And if I may come back to something, we didn't tell any lies, we simply didn't tell her. It's not deceit without lies, is it?
I'll come back to the deceit in a moment, Mrs. Pringle. My client came to your new house on that Sunday morning to get some explanation as to why you and Miss Paradise had moved out of Hardwinter House, to remonstrate with you for letting her down over the exhibition and to ask for her steam iron back. She said you were both ungrateful and you'd played a dirty trick on her.
She also asked us whose house it was, and when we told her face was a study. That was when she asked for my iron back.
Your iron?
It was mine. She gave it to me. She was always doing that, gave you things and then asked for them back.
She lent it to you.
I say different.
Well, the conversation became very heated. You became angry and eventually attacked my client.
Rubbish.
Well, you were angry with her, weren't you?
For spoiling a beautiful day, with the sun shining and the birds singing.
There is a tape recording of the conversation, isn't there, Miss Travers?
Yes, Your Honour. I want to come back to the deceit. You see, Mrs. Pringle, your entire conduct was a deceit, was it not? For 5 years, you lived with my client in her Georgian mansion in the greatest of luxury.
But it was her idea.
Yes, but you lived with her outwardly on good terms.
Yes, but only by biting back what had to be said. And we never promised to stay there for any particular time. I didn't, anyway.
In fact, while you were living with my client, you had never had it so good, had you?
I wouldn't agree with that.
You wouldn't? Well, when your husband died, he left you in a financial mess, didn't he? Debts, insurance not paid up, and so on.
Money wasn't one of Richard's strong suits.
What was your husband's profession, Mrs. Pringle?
He was manager of a car hire firm, quite a big one, actually.
He didn't have a profession, only an occupation.
Oh.
Yes, Miss Travers.
While your husband was alive, did you enjoy 2 or 3 holidays abroad each year, or even 1?
No, holidays weren't one of Richard's strong points. We usually stayed at home or went to his mother's.
While your husband was alive, did you have a sports car to drive?
Oh, I didn't learn to drive until 4 years ago.
Your husband didn't encourage you to drive, then?
No.
My client gave you and Miss Paradise MG sports cars to drive.
She gave us the use of them. They were always registered in her name.
My client took you on shopping sprees to London. She paid for the hotel. She gave you hundreds, if not thousands of pounds to spend on yourselves.
Well, if she hadn't taken us, she'd have had no one to go with.
Did your husband take you on such jaunts?
Richard didn't like London. Anyway, we couldn't have afforded it. Anyway, her motives were entirely selfish. The money came out of the business. Caroline and I did all the work, and she never paid us a bean. We deserved it.
I thought you said that my client's antique business was a hobby.
Oh, it was when she was on her own. When I joined her and we took it more seriously, it went like a bomb. Dealing in cash helped, of course.
Oh. That was a cash business too, was it?
Oh, yes. Veronica always preferred cash.
I see. Yes, Miss Travers.
You like going to theatres and restaurants, don't you?
Yes.
You didn't do much of that until you went to live with my client, did you?
No, going out wasn't one of Richard's
Strong suits.
Well, at least he didn't play golf all the weekend like some people.
It boils down to this, doesn't it, Mrs. Pringle? Finance wasn't one of your husband's strong suits, nor holidays, nor travel. As I put it to you before, you never had it so good as when you were living with my client.
Well, maybe my Richard wasn't a big financier or a film star or Napoleon. He was my husband and I loved him.
Mrs. Pringle, whether or not you loved your husband is not the issue before this court. What is at issue is whether my client...
The case of the Queen against Ives will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court. The case which you are about to see is fictional, but the procedure is authentic. The characters are played by actors, but the jury is selected from members of the public. Yesterday, Fiona Pringle described how the accused, Veronica Ives, attacked her at home and caused her to fall and break a leg. Caroline Paradise, the second witness for the prosecution, is now in the witness box.
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Paradise, I want to get back to the events of that Sunday morning. To summarize, therefore, you heard an altercation, you heard a noise, but not the words spoken.
No. As I said, I was taking a shower.
And you arrived back on the patio just in time to see the accused push Fiona Pringle over the balustrade, So that she fell down into the undergrowth of brambles and nettles.
Yes.
And then?
Well, then I rushed to the balustrade to see if Fiona was all right.
And the accused?
Well, she took her powder compact out of her bag and started freshening her makeup.
Did she say anything?
If she's still breathing when you get there, Caro, darling, do the decent thing and finish her off, will you? And then she put her compact back into her bag and went into the house.
And I think, did a neighbour, Mr. Catamole, climb over the hedge and go and help?
Yes. Tim, my boyfriend, that is, was still in bed. The lout.
Ah, Mr. Catamole, the man on the white horse, so to speak.
Yes. He was quite ingenious using his ladder to get to Fiona through all those brambles and nettles. And, what's more, he got a tape of everything Veronica said before she clocked Fiona.
You didn't see the accused strike Mrs. Pringle, did you?
No, I've said
Then don't try and give evidence about things you haven't seen, you understand?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean...
No, of course you didn't. Women never do. But they still behave the same. Yes, Mr. Bradford.
I think Mr. Catamole carried Mrs. Pringle up to the terrace and you then applied cold cream to her limbs.
Yes. Well, she was covered in scratches and nettle rash. It must have been agony.
And did you then drive her to the hospital?
Yes. Well, fortunately, the week before, we'd bought a Volvo estate for the business.
Now, when you got back from the hospital, did you notice something?
Oh, yes. All of Fiona's bottles had gone from the sitting room.
Are those 4 bottles there, Exhibit 1?
Yes.
Now, did you notice anything else?
Well, later in the day, yes. An American dealer was coming around to collect some things which I'd packed for him. And, well, I couldn't find the box. It was missing.
Did anything else happen that day?
Well, later on in the evening, Veronica phoned. Well, she started going on about her steam iron, but I told her we hadn't got it.
What did she say?
Well, she said that she'd got Fiona's bottles, and unless she got her iron back in 24 hours, she'd start smashing them, one each day. Well, that's when I called the police.
I see. She was treating them as kind of hostages, then.
Yes.
One thing which puzzles me, Miss Paradise, is how you and Mrs. Pringle got your businesses going so well. In a matter of 2 years, from rags to riches, as I understand.
Oh, well, actually, we'd got going in a small way before that. Veronica was into very expensive furniture, mostly, and then Fiona started picking up the odd piece of glass, and, well, I handled their mistakes.
What do you mean?
When they bought something that turned out to be not what they thought it was.
Ah, see. And then Mrs. Pringle found a whole lot of antique bottles, Well, where'd she get them, do you know?
No.
No idea?
No.
Well, Mr. Bradford, what do you think of that? I really think you ought to be asking some of these questions, you know.
Well, if Your Honour would let me get a word in edgeways.
Yes, well, do let's get on with it, shall we?
Of course.
Now, tell me this, Miss Paradise. For 2 years, you and Mrs. Pringle were setting up the business. Now,
Yes.
how did... What?
In secret.
Why in secret?
Because we knew that Veronica wouldn't have approved.
Ah, she wouldn't have liked the things you dealt in.
No. But she wouldn't have had them in the house. I mean, to give you an example, the one thing I had of any real value was an Art Nouveau vase by Émile Gallet. I had it in my room at Hardwinter House. And when Veronica saw it, she pretended to throw up and said that if I wanted to stay there any longer, I'd better get rid of it.
And yet you decided to stay?
Well, of course. It would have been madness not to. I mean, it's not every day one finds a sugar mummy like her, is it? Especially round Fulchester.
Well, your motives, then, were entirely mercenary.
Yes.
Well, at least you're frank. And you were frightened of a confrontation if you told her what you were up to because of the difference in taste.
Oh, no. It was just because she liked the setup as it was, having us to go around with.
I see. Yes, Mr. Bradford, I'm just clearing up a few of the grey areas.
I'm much obliged, Your Honour. Dealing with grey areas, Miss Paradise, how did you manage to build up the business and keep it a secret?
Well, my mother helped us with that. We kept things there.
I see. Now, before His Honour raised the question of the bottles, I was about to ask you to identify the contents of that box there.
Let her do it. I don't like the court staff handling these things. If something got broken, I can imagine no end of problems.
Please, Miss Paradise, if you'd like to leave the witness box. I'll hold each object well up, if you please. For example, what's that red thing there?
This is an ice crusher.
Ah.
And this is a plaster wall plaque.
Yes.
And we have here a teapot. And a wall light, which is pre-war.
Ah, yes. I think that'll do for now, Miss Paradise. Now, how would you describe all that?
Kitsch.
I understand from your business partner, Mrs. Pringle, that this dog is supposed to be kitsch.
Yes.
And I must say, I wouldn't have put that dog in the same class as all that junk there.
You wouldn't?
Oh, no.
Oh, well, it is.
Is it? Well, we're all entitled to our opinions. Thank you, Miss Paradise. You can go back to the witness box now.
Thank you.
And is that the consignment which you had sold to an American buyer and which disappeared from the house on Sunday the 14th of September?
Yes. Actually, it's quite valuable junk. I would have been paid £500 for that if I'd had it when the dealer came to collect.
Yes. And we know from police evidence that it was subsequently found in the back of the accused's car. Yes. Thank you, Miss Paradise. Will you wait there?
Miss Paradise, what precisely did you see when you walked out onto the patio of your new house on that Sunday morning? In what position was Mrs. Pringle?
Bent backwards over the balustrade.
If she had been standing up, she'd have been facing you.
Yes.
And the accused had her back to you?
Yes.
And could you see where her hands were?
No.
So for all you know from your own observations, my client might not even have been touching Mrs. Pringle.
No, but there were marks around her neck. I saw them later.
I'll come to those. You see, I put it to you that what you saw was consistent with Mrs. Pringle reeling back from the combat in which she was engaged and falling backwards over the balustrade.
I think it would need a push to get someone over that.
But you don't know that as a certainty. You haven't tried it.
No.
And of course, as you said already, immediately after Mrs. Pringle had fallen over the edge, my client got out a mirror to look at the damage that had been done to her.
But there wasn't any.
My client asked you, did she not, to look at the back of her head, saying she felt as though she'd been scalped.
No.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. If she's saying that, she's making it up.
I see. Now, your consignment of kitsch, those items there, they're the sort of things my client would have loathed, would she not?
Yes.
No, she didn't threaten to smash those if she didn't get her iron back.
No.
Did you yourself plant them in the back of the car along with the bottles before calling the police?
No, most certainly not. Besides, I wouldn't have had time, would I?
You didn't telephone the police until you got back from the hospital, did you?
No.
Nothing to stop you going home via Hardwinter House, was there?
But I had a buyer coming to collect the box. It was all labelled up. See, that's why she took it, just to cause trouble.
You're speculating, aren't you? You didn't see her take the box, did you? And even if you did, you don't know why she did it, do you? You're speculating, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, don't. Not again. Understand?
Yes. But I would have thought it was obvious.
Madam, I have been in these courts 30 years, and I can tell you that nothing is obvious. Yes, Miss Travers, let's get on, shall we?
Yes, Your Honour. Just tell me this, will you, Miss Paradise? When you first went to work at Hardwinter House, it was part-time to polish the furniture?
Yes.
Mm.
You were paid on a curious system. Your wages fluctuated according to your spending.
Well, not exactly. Veronica used to just sort of give me a wad of notes at the end of the week.
I don't suppose you paid any tax or stamp or anything?
Oh, no, it was all in cash.
Oh, yes, Miss Travers.
At that time, did Mrs. Pringle appear to be unhappy about her situation?
Oh, no. It was quite a giggle, really, and, well, I enjoyed it at first.
How was it you came to move to Hardwinter House and join the hen party on a full-time basis?
Well, Veronica said I must be bored polishing furniture all the time and asked if I'd like to go on one of their buying expeditions. So I said yes, and we all ended up in London having our hair done at Vedal Sassoon.
Ah, and my client paid for the hairdo?
Oh, yes. I only had a couple of old pound notes in the whole wide world.
And you enjoyed yourself?
Oh, yes. And then they asked me to go on holiday in Yugoslavia.
And you went and enjoyed yourself at my client's expense?
Yes, thank you. And then we all decided that I should move in.
Yet you and Mrs. Pringle subsequently decided to leave.
Yes.
Why?
Well, it was her sort of gang mentality. She wouldn't let us do anything she didn't want us to. Like the time when I asked if Timmy could come to Paris with us once.
Oh, and what did she say?
She said if I was the sort of person who liked to be seen with a pet, I should go the whole hog and get a monkey.
I see.
Well, I kind of went on a bit. I mean, it's all very well being rowed around Venice in a gondola or driving along the Grand Corniche. But if you go to those sort of places, you really want to go with a man, don't you? Not in a clucking hen party.
So?
So she said if I wanted to drive to Paris in an open Bentley with a warm wind in my hair, I'd have to go without Timmy.
So, did you go? Just the three of you, my client, Fiona Pringle, and yourself?
Well, in the end, yes. I thought it would be a pity to miss it.
Yes, precisely.
Nothing but the truth.
Is your full name Timothy Preston Berry?
It is, yeah.
Oh, you can walk then. I thought you might have come in on all fours.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah, very droll, Your Honour. And where do you live, Mr. Preston Berry?
Good question.
For heaven's sake, man, surely you know where you live.
Well, yeah, I live some of the time at my digs and some of the time at Caroline's. Miss Paradise there and I are walking out together, you understand.
Well, which home?
Good question, yeah. I think on the whole, Caroline's, in one sense. On the other hand, it might be my digs. I think proprietors require me to say my digs.
And the address?
Good question, yeah. I'm not very good at addresses. I know where it is, I could show you. Wait a minute, I think I've got it written down somewhere. Damn it, I've left my diary at home.
Which home?
Caroline's, I think.
And does she live at Distant Hill, Shepley, near Fulchester?
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
Oh, try and pull yourself together, will you? We haven't got all day.
Yes, I'm terribly sorry, you're right. I really must pull myself together.
What do you do, for goodness sake? Does anyone employ you?
Oh, yeah, from time to time. I'm a freelance designer. I design things.
What sort of things? Well, what are you designing at present, for example?
Well, actually, not much recently. Very little since meeting Caroline. Quite honestly, I find it difficult to... well, romance consumes a lot of my energy. Well, all of it, to be honest.
Yes, I see. Yes, Mr. Bradford.
Yes, you've already told us quite a lot about yourself, Mr. Preston Berry.
Oh, have I? Well, I'm terribly sorry. How tedious for you all. I do try not to talk about myself.
For how long have you known Miss Paradise?
Like 3 or 4 years.
So, you also know the accused, Veronica Ives, and Fiona Pringle?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Now, Miss Paradise and Miss Pringle moved to their new house on Friday, the 12th of September last year.
I'm sure you're right.
Did you see the accused at all that weekend?
Yeah, that was the weekend of the big match, wasn't it?
Big match?
Yeah, well, Fiona and Veronica, bare knuckles. Must have been terribly exciting, don't you think? I missed it myself. I was still asleep.
Yes. But did you see the accused at all that weekend?
Yeah, the day before.
Ah, tell us about it, will you?
Well, Veronica came round to my digs. She wanted to know where Fiona and Caro had gone. Of course, I was sworn to absolute secrecy, so I refused. I said it was more than my life was worth, which wasn't really saying very much, was it, when you come to think of it?
And?
And, well, then Veronica said, did I want to go to dinner? And I said, yeah, fine, you know, but I'd have to ask Caroline for some money, so could she hang on?
Did Miss Paradise look after your money, then?
Oh, heavens, no, it was her money. She always seems to have money. I only have to ask.
Cash?
What?
Cash.
And then what happened?
Well, then Veronica said I could take her Bentley.
And?
I was very excited. I've never actually driven a Bentley before, you see. It was my first time.
So?
So Veronica said I wasn't to take too long, and I said I wouldn't be because I was only going to Shepley.
The village where Mrs. Pringle and Miss Paradise now live.
Yeah. Silly of me, really, wasn't it? I didn't realise at the time.
What?
That I'd said it.
Ah. Then what?
Well, I drove to Caroline's.
Did Miss Paradise give you some money?
Oh, yes, of course.
Go on.
Well, then, over dinner, I had a glass of wine and Veronica slipped in the odd crafty question about the new house, you know, like, was it modern and did it have a view? And that seemed to be the clue, because when I said it did, she said she knew where it was.
Did the accused say anything else at that time?
Yeah, she said, Timothy, darling, I'd stay away from that place if I were you, unless, of course, you're excited by the sight of blood. All right?
I put it to you, Mr. Prestonbury, that my client said no such thing.
Oh. Well, I'm sure she did.
Oh, did you take it seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Did you tell your girlfriend, Fiona Pringle, or the police?
No, I didn't. I must have forgotten.
Yes, I suggest you didn't mention it, because it was never said.
Oh, no. Veronica did say it.
Would it be right to say that you are not at all well disposed towards my client?
Oh, no, not at all. I've always enjoyed being with Veronica.
Always? She was habitually scathing about members of the male sex, was she not?
Oh, yeah. Like, there are only two types of men, those that are good at their jobs and lazy in bed, and those who are lazy at both, that sort of thing.
She habitually said that sort of thing in your presence, did she?
Yeah.
And you're saying that you didn't mind?
Why should I? I didn't really think it applied to me.
Why not?
I don't know. Good question. I suppose I've always thought of myself as being different to other men.
Mr. Cattermole, on the morning of Sunday, the 14th of September last year, were you in your garden with your tape recorder?
Yes, I was recording the bird song. It's one of my hobbies, you know.
What time was this?
About 10:30.
Tell us about it.
It was a beautiful and very clear morning. The bird song was quite excellent for a September morning.
Yes, go on.
Yes, I was near the boundary with Mrs. Pringle's garden. There was a song thrush singing his head off in the horse chestnut, which is a wonderful sight in flower, like a great balloon. When suddenly this altercation started up.
And did you record the altercation?
Well, it recorded itself. The tape was already running. But the tape came to an end before the altercation did, and I was still changing the tape when it ended.
How did the altercation come to an end from your point of view?
Oh, hearing. I couldn't see because of the hedge.
I'm sorry, I mean, how did it end, Mr. Cattermole?
The last thing I heard Mrs. Pringle saying was that she wasn't surprised that someone called John shot himself. She said she was surprised that he had put up with the other woman so long. The other woman, of course, is the accused. John I took to be her husband.
What next?
I heard Mrs. Pringle cry out and a scuffle.
And at this time you were still changing the tape on your machine?
Yes.
What did you hear next?
Something heavy, crashing through the undergrowth.
Mrs. Pringle rolling through the brambles and nettles on the slope beneath the patio of her house?
That is the inference, yes.
So?
I happened to be using my ladder to trim one of my trees. I mounted it in haste, and as my head came over the top of the hedge, I was able to see.
See what?
Mrs. Pringle, in a distressing state of déshabille, lying in the foliage. It was obvious that she had fallen from the patio.
Did you see anything else?
Yes. Looking up to the house, I could see the accused, who appeared to be powdering her nose, and Miss Paradise.
What did you do?
I climbed into the tree, raised the ladder, and then lowered it onto their side of the hedge. I then hastened down the ladder, dismounted, and laid it horizontally across the undergrowth, after which I inched my way along it, flattening the undergrowth beneath it with my weight, until I reached the spot where the woman lay, in great distress, as one would expect.
Why were you in great distress, Mr. Cattermole?
I think he was referring to Mrs. Pringle, Your Honour.
Mr. Bradford, I've asked you before not to interrupt when I'm questioning a witness. Mr. Cattermole?
Oh, both, Your Honour. She was in pain, and I was confronted with a woman almost without any clothes.
So what did you do?
I moved the ladder so as to provide a more direct route to the patio. Then I lifted her and carried her there in my arms.
Thank you, Mr. Cattermole. I'd like to come now to the tape recording. I gather you'd prefer to work your machine yourself.
Yes. If you don't mind, I'm afraid I am rather particular about my equipment.
Yes, Your Honour, I think in the circumstances, Mr. Cattermole might be allowed to leave the witness box.
Yes, that seems sensible. Come along, Mr. Cattermole. We haven't got all day.
Oh, sorry. Yes. I believe the tape is already set at the correct point.
How did you get in? Through the door? Why? You usually come up through the waste pipe. Whose place is this, anyway? It belongs to Caroline and me. Oh, yes. Look, darling. Personally, I don't give a fuck.
I don't know if you want to clear the court or anything. It gets a bit heated at this stage.
Just get on with it, please, Mr. Cattermole.
Oh, yes, right.
Caroline live. But I do take exception to you walking out on a business immediately before an important exhibition and without any warning. And I do object to your pinching my eye. We haven't got your iron. Go and look for yourself. Well, we knew you'd make a scene if you knew, and that's why we didn't tell you. Scene? Why should I make a scene? It's good riddance. It's been no pleasure to me to live with people who have no standards of personal hygiene. I only took you in because I knew you'd never make the grades if you had to walk the streets. You took me in because your marriage was a shell. And you'd wasted the best years of your life with a man who spent his whole time working or playing golf. Because you wanted to see the world, and you needed a companion, anyone. And because you had no children and no friends, and animals don't like you, cobblers. But you told me so yourself, don't you remember? Who's talking? Who was it that once told me that our husband always slept so early that she ended up by having wet dreams about the milkman?
I'm afraid that's where the tape ran out. It's strange how many men don't realise that their wives need a bit of attention. A slice of the old action, so to speak.
Shall we adjourn now, Mr. Bradford? While Mr. Cattermole's salutary advice still rings in our ears.
As Your Honour pleases.
The court will rise.
The case of the Queen against Ives will be resumed tomorrow when the jury return their verdict. The case which you are about to see is fictional, but the procedure is authentic. The characters are played by actors, but the jury is selected from members of the public. This is the third day of the trial in Fulchester Crown Court of widow Veronica Ives on charges of assault, theft and blackmail. Former friends Fiona Pringle and Caroline Paradise are Veronica's accusers.
Is your full name Veronica Cynthia Ives?
It is.
And do you live at Hardwinter House, Hardwinter?
Yes.
A fairly substantial Georgian dwelling, is it not?
It has 12 bedrooms, if that's any yardstick.
Yes, I think I know where it is. Very fine building. So you're living there on your own now, are you, or do you have living-in staff?
No, I'm rather tired of having other people in my home. I have a few daily women.
You must find it rather lonely, Mrs. Ives.
No, I'm very busy during the daytime, and I'm often out during the evening.
Yes, Mr. Ives.
Mrs. Ives, the background of this case has already been trampled to a slurry, if I may make so bold. So I'm not going to touch on that. Let me just ask you this. When did you discover that Mrs. Pringle and Miss Paradise had left Hardwinter House?
On the Saturday morning of the weekend. I was so worried about their disappearance that I closed my stand at the exhibition and went home.
It was then that I saw all their things had gone, and a few of my own as well.
What did you do?
I telephoned the police to let them know that the 2 women I'd reported missing were the perpetrators rather than the victims of foul play.
They left without any notice to you whatsoever?
None at all.
How did you feel about that?
On these occasions, I think rather than feel. And I thought them very rude.
Did you, however, try to ascertain their whereabouts?
Yes, I noticed my iron was missing.
Oh, what brought that to your attention?
Well, it was the only one in the house, and when I went to press a dress that had been in a suitcase, it wasn't there.
So what did you do?
I scoured the village pubs, the bookmakers, and the Fulchester wine bars looking for Timothy.
Mr. Preston Berry?
Yes.
And we've heard from him how in due course you found him and extracted the information that you wanted.
Yes, in front of his television set at home, poor darling. It does remind me of my late husband. So good-looking, so dull.
Mrs. Ives, I'm afraid I have to outlaw that sort of remark. We may have to preserve the decorum in the courts. Your evidence should only be germane to the issues of the case, you understand?
Perfectly, Your Honour. I'm sorry if I've offended.
Not at all. Yes, Miss Travers.
Mrs. Ives, Timothy Preston Berry says that you told him on the night of the 13th of September to keep away from the new house of Mrs. Pringle and Miss Paradise unless he was excited by the sight of blood. Did you say that?
Certainly not. When he told me that the house had a beautiful view, I said, "Thank you, Timothy, darling. Now I know where it is." Or something like that. Of course, Timothy had just given away the only secret anyone had ever trusted him with. He's now trying to make amends with a few well-rehearsed lies.
Now, the following day, the Sunday morning, did you go to the new house?
Yes. Distant hills.
With what purpose did you go there?
Get my iron back.
And nothing else?
No.
You had no preconceived plan of violence?
No. I'd have worn my leotard if I had.
And you walked into the house and out onto the patio?
Terrace. Yes, after about 5 minutes of knocking and waiting.
And you asked for your iron?
Fiona denied having taken it.
What was so important about the iron, Mrs. Ives, if you'll forgive my asking?
Nothing. It was just the only one in the house, and I really didn't see why they shouldn't buy their own.
It has been suggested that you've given it to Mrs. Pringle.
Yes, she had a habit of making free with my things, and then when checked, saying she thought I'd given them to her. That was one of her many characteristics I found unendearing over the years.
Well, in any event, there was an altercation.
There was.
Your Honour, to refresh the jury's memory, perhaps Mr. Cattermole might play the last 2 exchanges which he managed to tape?
Yes, Mr. Cattermole.
I have rewound the tape to the relevant point.
You took me in because your marriage was a shell, and you'd wasted the best years of your life with a man who spent his whole time working or playing golf. Because you wanted to see the world, and you needed a companion, anyone. And because you had no children and no friends, and animals don't like you, cobblers. But you told me so yourself, don't you remember? Who's talking? Who was it that once told me that our husband always slept so early that she ended up by having wet dreams about the milkman?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Cattermole. What happened after that?
She said something about my having driven John, my husband, to suicide.
And did you, as has been suggested, make a fist and strike her in the mouth, knocking out one of her teeth?
No. She lunged first. She hit me on the breast, which was extremely painful.
Did you say something else then, after she had suggested that you drove your husband to his death?
Yes, I would have done. Like you, Miss Travers, I do like to have the last word.
Well, what did you say?
Oh, it's too long ago. I'm afraid I can't remember, but I'm sure under the circumstances I would have been as vitriolic as I could be.
Excuse me, but have you finished with me?
Oh, yes, Mr. Cattermole. Please sit down.
Oh, thank you.
Mrs. Ives, Mrs. Pringle, you say, struck you first. Then what?
I stuck out my fist to keep her back. It hit her in the mouth.
And did she desist?
Oh, no. I think she rather fancied wrestling rather than Queensberry rules. As she grabbed me towards her, lost her balance.
Falling backwards over the balustrade?
Across. It wasn't until I prized her hands from my hair that she fell.
So you were acting in self-defense?
Totally.
It is said that you then took out your powder compact and tied it yourself. Is that correct?
Yes. I asked Caroline if she'd pulled out any of my hair.
And then you went into the house?
Yes.
You didn't think you ought to stay and help see to Mrs. Pringle?
I rather hoped I'd done that.
I'm not saying you hurt her deliberately.
No, but I was pleased at the outcome.
Well, she did fall 20 feet, dressed only in her swimming costume, into a morass of nettles and brambles and broken her leg.
Yes, well, I didn't know she'd broken her leg. Anyway, she shouldn't have been wearing that stupid thing.
I see. Yes, Miss Travers?
Did you take from the house those bottles or the other things?
No.
At what stage were you first aware of seeing them?
When the police came to my home and found them in the back of the Bentley.
You didn't put them there?
No. One can only assume they were planted.
And did you later that day telephone Miss Paradise and threaten to break one of those antique bottles every day until you got your iron back?
No, I said nothing about bottles. I said that if I didn't get my iron back, I would go to the police.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Ives. Will you wait there?
One moment, Mr. Bradford. Mrs. Ives, you're obviously a great expert in these matters. Would you be good enough to look at this dog and tell us what it is? No, not you, Mr. Bellatio. You know how clumsy you are. Usher. Careful. Thank you. It is suggested that that dog is nothing.
Yes, I'm afraid it is.
Oh. Oh, well, it only goes to show how little one knows outside one's own field of expertise. No, yeah, I'll have it back, thank you.
Excuse me?
Really? What is it, madam? Who are you, anyway?
I'm Celia Cattermole.
Well, it doesn't give you the right to stand up whenever you feel like it and interrupt my court.
Well, you wanted to know how they made their money so quickly. And I know. Mrs. Pringle told me.
If you go outside with the prosecuting solicitor and Mrs. Ives's solicitor, you can tell them.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, Mr. Bradford.
Mrs. Ives, how did you feel when you discovered that these two women who'd been guests in your house over a number of years had suddenly moved out without even saying goodbye?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you indeed.
Relieved. I'd realised I was soon going to have to end the situation myself.
Why?
Well, what you've just heard on that tape recorder was true. I did just take Fiona in because I thought she'd never make the grade on the streets. She had no skills or work experience. Her only hope was a second marriage, and I took the view that that was definitely a non-starter. Well, she became increasingly difficult to live with over the years. A habit of leaving dirty washing around for so long that in the end I'd have to do it myself for reasons of hygiene. And her habit of using all my things, even my clothes, my perfume, without even asking. And her habit of not emptying ashtrays when she'd finished with them. In the end, I decided that she would have to go.
And Miss Paradise, too?
Yes, Caroline, too, poor darling. Of course I realised she was only there for the perks. Who could blame her? I don't. No, that was because of Timmy.
Why?
Well, soon after Timmy started coming to the house, things began to disappear. Now, we explained to him that all he had to do was to ask for money. But he seemed to find that embarrassing. It got so bad I had to search him every time he left the house.
Did he give up his loot without a struggle?
Oh, yes. He was always very apologetic. But then he began sneaking out of the house without my knowing.
Come now, Mrs. Ives, the position was really quite different, wasn't it? Excluding Mr. Preston Berry, you regarded Mrs. Pringle and Miss Paradise as your trusted friends in whom you placed all your confidence. Indeed, to whom you disclosed your own most intimate secrets.
I rather thought of them as my lame ducks.
Ah. Well, Mrs. Ives, Miss Paradise has described your hen party as being a giggle.
Please call it a menage, would you, Mr. Bradford?
Very well, menage. Was it a giggle?
Yes, I managed to amuse myself, yes. Everyone needs a fall guy, don't they?
Now, come now, Mrs. Ives. You were bosom pals. You did everything together.
And I paid for everything.
That's as may be. Mrs. Ives, let's come to Sunday, the 14th of September. Were you not still feeling outraged by what had happened?
No. I told you I was relieved when I knew they'd gone.
Were you not angry about the iron?
Yes.
And so we had the altercation. Mrs. Pringle suggested your marriage had been a shell.
Yes.
Was that true?
No.
Did it hurt you?
Yes, after what she told me about hers.
Did it increase your anger?
No, I remained perfectly calm throughout.
She made out that you were lonely because you had no children. Was not that something about which you felt distressed?
Not at my age.
She said that you had no friends and that animals don't like you. True?
False. I don't keep animals because they dirty the house.
And then she said that at least she'd kept her husband happy and implied that by contrast you'd driven yours to suicide. Were these allegations true?
No, neither of them. John shot himself because he knew he had incurable cancer. He was 50, at the height of his career. There was no other reason.
And then you hit her?
No, I gave her a bit of my tongue in return. She started it.
Oh, yes. This is the answer which you can't remember and which Mr. Cattermole did not hear.
I can remember it. I was just trying to save Fiona further unnecessary suffering.
Well, if you can remember it, Mrs. Ives, we'd better hear it.
She made the remark about my having driven John to suicide. And I said, at least when John died, he was not awaiting trial on charges of gross indecency in a public place with another man.
It did seem to be a surprise to Mrs. Pringle that her husband was awaiting trial for homosexual offences.
She may not have known. No. All the neighbours knew, but I suppose people might have tried not to tell her at the time.
I see. Any re-examination, Miss Travers?
No, Your Honour. Thank you, Mrs. Ives. If you'll go back to the dock. Mrs. Cattermole, you are the wife of Eric Cattermole, who has already given evidence, and your home is next door to the house which Mrs. Pringle and Miss Paradise bought last year.
Yes.
Now, first of all, can you help us in relation to the altercation that morning?
A bit.
Well then, where were you? In the house?
Our house, yes.
Mm-hmm. But you couldn't hear what was going on from there.
No. But I did go out just at the end.
Coincidence?
Yes. Well, I was fed up with Eric gawping at those women.
Was that what he was doing?
Or pretending to be taping a song thrush. He's got any number of thrushes on tape. I'd asked him to clean the bedroom window, and he hadn't done it, so I went out to get him.
I see. And what did you hear?
Raised voices.
Can you remember any of what was said?
I heard the remark about one of them driving her husband to suicide.
Anything else?
The other one did make a retort of some sort, but her voice was quieter, more controlled, so I didn't get what she said.
And then?
Well, obviously there was a struggle.
You couldn't see any of this?
No, the hedge is much too high.
So, your husband is wrong when he says that the struggle began immediately after that remark about the suicide.
Yes, he was fiddling with his machine. I suppose he didn't hear.
Now, there's one other matter. You have spoken on occasion to Mrs. Pringle.
And the girl, yes.
Your Honour, if the witness is going to be asked what either of these two ladies said to her, I really must object.
Well, Miss Bradford, I've got a copy of a statement that she made today, and it seems to me that this evidence is relevant to a fundamental issue, which I have been seeking to explore from the start. Now, we must have the full picture. I'm against you.
Very well, Your Honour.
Mrs. Cattermole, did you visit the two ladies from time to time?
Oh, yes. After they'd bought the house and before they moved in, they had the decorators and people in. They furnished it over the months, and I thought it was neighbourly to call in and offer my help.
I see.
Well, when they started to move things in, I noticed these bottles. They had them in alcoves, and I asked about them.
Who?
Oh, Mrs. Pringle.
Yes.
Oh, she said they were very old, and I asked her where she'd got them.
Yes.
Or she said she'd found them in the cellar of the house where they were living.
That conversation was last year.
Yes.
When the two of them were still living in the house owned by my client, Hardwinter House. Yes. Thank you. Will you wait there?
Mrs. Cattermole, what decided you to come forward and give evidence?
Oh, because I knew about the bottles.
Yes. Anything else?
Well, what Eric had said had made me very cross, setting himself up as the ideal husband and the hero of the hour. Everyone knows you shouldn't move people with broken limbs.
Oh, I see. Is it really this, that your marriage has been affected by the arrival of these two women next door?
Well, there's no difference as far as I can see, except instead of leaving me at home and spending the entire weekend recording birdsong, he now spends the entire weekend gawping over the hedge.
And does that upset you?
It upsets Eric, especially when the younger one sunbathes on the patio.
And that doesn't upset you?
No. It's all thought and no action with Eric.
Mr. Bradford.
Yes, Your Honour?
I think Mrs. Pringle had better come back into the witness box, don't you? I'm getting to the bottom of all this now.
Very well, Your Honour. Mrs. Pringle, if you'd care to go back into the witness box.
You are still under oath, you understand?
Yes.
Well, now, Mrs. Pringle, those bottles, those are the remains of your original find, are they not? The ones that launched your business?
Yes.
Well, where did you get them? Did you take them from Mrs. Ives' cellar?
Well, what difference does it make?
Well, it would mean, Mrs. Pringle, that the accused could not have stolen them, even if she did take them from your house.
Oh, well, that is where I found them, if you must know. Well, I thought the sensible thing to do would be to sell them, and I was going to pay her back as soon as the business could afford it.
Yes, but you never have.
Well, no, we are rather short of working capital at the moment.
Well, I've cleared that up all right now, haven't I, Miss Travers?
Oh, I'm much obliged to Your Honour.
So now let's get on to the next point. Your husband was a homosexual, wasn't he?
No, that's a filthy thing to say.
I'm merely repeating what the accused said.
With respect, Your Honour, Mrs. Ives only said that this witness's deceased husband had been charged with homosexual offences.
Mr. Bradford, how many times have I to tell you not to interrupt me when I am questioning a witness? Goodness knows that if I hadn't stepped in occasionally, the jury would have been ignorant of half of the salient facts of this case.
Your Honour, it is quite immaterial whether this witness's husband was a homosexual. All that matters is what the accused said to the witness, if indeed she said anything at all. If Your Honour wishes to abuse the privileges of your position, I cannot stop you, but I can and will be taking this matter to the Bar Council later.
Do what you like. But while you're in this court, you will obey me. Sit down. Now, where was I? How can one follow one's thread of examination when one's being constantly interrupted? You said that your husband was not a homosexual. But did the accused assert to you that he was?
No. After I made the remarks that I shouldn't have made, she just hit me in the mouth without a word. She's dreamt that thing up to say about my husband in court to make it look as if I'd attacked her. And it's not true. I went to the police and there's no record of my husband being charged with anything except drinking and driving. And it's disgusting.
Members of the jury, the assault. The charge is assault occasioning actual bodily harm. Now, there is no doubt at all that Mrs. Pringle suffered actual bodily harm, the tooth, the broken leg. There is also no doubt that these injuries were the result of the accused's conduct. A person can use reasonable force to defend himself or herself from attack, but if you accept Mrs. Pringle's version of events, there was no question of self-defense. After a heated altercation, the accused attacked her. Of course, you have ultimately to decide whose evidence you prefer.
Members of the jury, the prosecution have withdrawn the charge of theft with relation to the antique bottles because those belonged to the accused, even though she was not aware of it. Now, that just leaves a charge of stealing what has been described as kitsch there. The charge of blackmail, demanding the return of the iron, coupled with the threat to break the bottles, has also been dropped. Rightly, you may say. Now, you may think that the evidence about those antique bottles is very important because it shows that Mrs. Pringle and Miss Paradise are utterly dishonest. And it follows that you cannot convict my client on the evidence of witnesses like that. Because, of course, Nobody may be charged with an offence unless his or her guilt has been proved beyond all reasonable doubt. Now, to turn to the alleged assault. You may think that a crucial question is whether or not my client made the remark, which she says that she did, to the effect that Mrs. Pringle's husband was, at the time of his death, awaiting trial for homosexual offences. Now, if she did, and there is Mrs. Cattermole's independent evidence to the effect that my client did make a remark, then it follows that it is just the sort of thing which would have precipitated a violent attack by Mrs. Pringle. What is more, if that remark was...
It is right that guilt must be proved beyond all reasonable doubt. And in relation to the assault charge, there must be proof that the accused was not defending herself, or proof that if she was exercising excessive force beyond mere self-defense. So far as the theft of the antique bottles is concerned, you will appreciate that, as a result of questioning directed by me, that charge is quite exploded. Mr. Bradford has withdrawn the blackmail charge. So apart from the assault, the only charge that you're concerned with is the charge of stealing this dog and other objects collectively described as kitsch. Will you now retire?
Will the foreman please stand? Just answer this question, yes or no. Have you reached a verdict upon which you're all agreed?
We have.
On the first count, assault occasioning actual bodily harm. Do you find the accused guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
On the second count of theft, do you find the accused guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And is that the verdict of you all?
It is.
For theft, the sentence of this court is that you pay a fine of £50.
Stand, please.
Pity. Still, everyone said it was rubbish.